Hello again. This is part 3 of Is Astrology Biblical? We're going to settle this pretty much once and for all. And one of the best ways to ask, is astrology biblical or is astrology Christian, is to go to the Bible, or just to show where astrology is used in Christianity, or show where astrology is used. In this particular case, astrology is used in the Bible. So they said, we have seen his star in the east. 0 AD. Okay, does it make sense? This is 0. We've seen his star in the east. So he's coming up, going around here, making a circuit. Okay. So, okay, and I do have probably some caveats on some of this stuff so that you realize where I'm coming from. So we've seen his star in the east and have come to worship him. Now what do we have here? A great sign appeared in heaven. So what does that mean? It's coming up in the east. Okay? And that correlates perfectly with the dragon coming up after the virgin. Okay, where's a woman here? Okay, a woman, okay, I think maybe some translations may say virgin. A woman clothed with the sun. Okay? So, we've got, that cap on there. We've got the virgin, which looks like something like this. She's got, she's got her little, it's a stick figure. You can't tell whether she's male or female. She's clothed with the sun. So we got the sun here in Virgo. So, Jesus was a Virgoan. And if you read the Bible, you can kind of hear that, or, kind of read that into there. If you know about Virgos, what they're like. They're analytical people. Virgo. And so Jesus was a Virgoan. He was not a Capricornian or Jesus was not born in the sign of Capricorn. He was born in the sign of Virgo, which means he wasn't born on December 25th. Absolutely not. That goes back to the solstice, the solus standus, sun standing still. That's what people wanted to put on it. That was not when Jesus was born. We have seen his star in the east and have come to worship him. A sign appeared in heaven. A woman clothed with the sun and the moon at her feet. It's a new moon. Now, what does this mean? You got clothed with the sun, you got a woman. Woman's highlighted by the sun, which happens every year. But what you have is, you have a new moon, which means a birth. Jesus Christ was born. Right here, there's birth. Jesus Christ was born as a Virgoan, an analytical type of personality. Jesus was very analytical, and he'd say, well, why do you say this, and why do you say that, and what's the reason, and all this stuff. And a lot of people, even today, don't even get him because they don't get the context of the questions he was asking. And but Jesus was one of those analytical types. Clothed the sun, the moon under her feet. So not only do we have an astrological implication, but the sun and the moon coming together for a new moon always indicates the birth or beginning of something. So we got the birth. So we got the birth of the virgin, and the moon is at her feet. That is where, there are other astrological indicators, of course. This is just shorthand. This is the indication something new is beginning, and then the moon at her feet, the moon would be, considered Jesus, what is born, or a birth. Also, there are other indicators. There was, Jesus' star was, I think, another subject. And she was with child, and she cried out, being in labor and in pain to give birth. Then another sign appeared appeared in the heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, blah, 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 blah. And his tail swept away 1/3 of the stars, see, he was talking about the stars of heaven, and threw them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman who was about to give birth, so that when she gave birth, he might devour her child. Now, there are multiple interpretations of this passage, the whole thing. You can think about Jesus, you can think about it as a church, you can think about it as that kind of, as, you know, in different modalities. What you have is, you know, this is very old. This is older than the New Testament. You've got Aries. Here you've got, let's see if I can draw this and turn it back around. You've got Aries at the top. You've got Libra at the bottom. You've got Capricorn at the right, and then you've got, see if I can remember how to draw Cancer. Anyway, you've got Cancer here. So, now, you have Cancer, or you got Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and after Cancer you've got Leo. After Leo you've got Virgo. After Virgo you've got Libra, which is the bottom here. After Libra you've got Scorpio. And so the Virgin appears before the dragon appears as snake or Scorpio. So that's what you've got there. Okay, does that make sense? So, that's what you've got. Hope everybody's following this. Interesting, huh? So the idea, okay, I'll get to this. Let's get to this. All right. So, God establishes before any man or human being was around. He established this so that man could use it, because as he looks up and use it, you know, shine down on the earth, you can see these lights. So, the dragon appears in heaven after the virgin goes out to devour her child, which would be the new moon, which gains in brightness, you know, as it goes through its stages, and it comes back and, you know, comes back around and goes to a crescent again and all that stuff. Where was it going to go from here? So, you've got this kind of stuff. Now I know where I want to go. If you ever notice a clock, you got the whole thing where you got, am I writing this the right way? 12 at the top. You got 3, 6. Oops. 3, 6, and 9. Okay. So our clock is established according to this astrological pattern, according to the idea of 12. Also, you got the 12 tribes and all that stuff. 12 is the minimum number of months. The astrological months, you can have 13 months. I think you can probably have 14 months, but 12 is the minimum amount of months you can have in a year. So 12, you've got Aries. Okay, this would be associated with Aries, you know, and then all the way through Gemini, you know, all the corners of, well, actually, let's see. You got the 12 points of the compass and the clock. And astrology works kind of like that, except for it has more hands. So So when you see the word 12, 12, 12, that's the way you want to interpret that. And I'm going to end this section and start another section. Okay. Bye. You can check in the next section, next part.